Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Just Saying Football with Jack and Sean. I'm your host, Sean Gann, alongside my partner, Jack B. Nicholas. We're here to bring you news, notes, weekly updates, and game analysis of your favorite teams from around the league. If you have not had the chance, go check out our website, justsayingfootball.com, and follow us on Instagram at justsayingNoGWJS for article and video updates. Man, Week 5 ends on a good one, dude.
Yeah.
Monday Night Football action when the Baltimore Ravens head over to Indianapolis to take on the Colts. No, I'm so sorry. The Indianapolis Colts make their way to Baltimore to take on the Ravens. That is my fault, everyone. What are your thoughts on this one, Jack?
Yeah, the Ravens at home, always a crazy crowd there. I think it's going to be an interesting one for Carson Wentz and this Colts team. We haven't really seen them get off to the start that we wanted to. 1-3. They're in an easier division, so I'm not as worried about the Colts' long season, but this is definitely a tough matchup. The Ravens coming in, top 10 offense, top 12 defense when it comes to scoring. The Colts are a little, 20s, early 20s in both categories. So I am interested in this matchup at home. I think Lamar is, this is a good defense, but this is not a defense that can contain him.
Yeah, the reports are coming out this year. Lamar has figured out, and he even had to go up and be like, I don't think anyone's figured me out, and no one has to this point. And anytime that they're at home, that crowd is electric. You and I went back to a game in Ravens way back when during Lamar's MVP season, and the fan base loves him. Everyone is there for those games. Real fan Dan is ready for this one. I got to go with the Ravens, dude. For me, I'm just looking at the injuries in this game for the Colts. Kwity Paye is out, Brandon Smith is out, Rock Ya-Sin is out, Quentin Nelson's on the IR. These are some of their top players. These are the guys that they need against some of these better teams. I just don't see them coming up into Baltimore and beating the Ravens. They're just coming off their first win last week. Carson Wentz finally played well last week, but this is a tough defense. This is a tough environment. This is a great Ravens offense.
Yeah, I mean, I love what the Ravens have been able to do. This cycle in the backfield. It was interesting to watch the first couple of weeks with Tyson Williams, but it seems that he is now completely irrelevant in this offense. It seems like it's going to be Latavius Murray and Lamar Jackson in the backfield. And Latavius Murray kind of reminds me of that Mark Ingram that you mentioned, that Lamar MVP season, where he has that power veteran running back, goal line back. I really do like Latavius Murray in this one as well. I think that a lot of people have their attention on Lamar, and, Latavius is still a very veteran guy. I got to give a shout out to on the Ravens, though. Sammy Watkins right now, he has kind of come out. He hasn't had a touchdown yet this year, but he's leading the team in targets. Lamar's obviously trying to get him, Marquise Brown, Andrews involved. On the other side, I do want to see, Jonathan Taylor, Nyheim Hines, Pittman, really all kind of come together. We haven't seen this Colts offense really accumulated into anything special yet.
Yeah, and we're talking about the Colts team. It sounds like they're both going Ravens tonight, but the Colts right now, they're actually in a position to still somehow win the AFC South. They're in second place with a 1-3 record, all because it's such a weak division right now. Titans are only 3-2, Texans are 1-4, and the Jags are 0-5. They're still not really out of it. But when you look at this game and you just look at the weapons that the Ravens have, and then the lack of weapons that the Colts having into this one, it's tough to go with the Colts. I love what Michael Pittman has done this year. With the injury to T.Y. Hilton very early on in the offseason, you knew that it was going to have to be the second-year, third-year wide receivers like Paris Campbell and Pittman to really step up into this role. And Pittman has nonstop and stepping up. He's gotten around 8 targets a game to start this season. That's Carson Wentz's guy. Got to get Jonathan Taylor involved a little bit more in this offense, get the ball rolling. I know this offensive line has a lot of injuries right now. Again, when you're down Quentin Nelson on IR, that's a huge loss to your team, of course, but got to give him the ball. He is an absolute playmaker. You give Carson Wentz a little bit of a run game to work with. That will open up the playbook a little bit more. The run game is so important in the NFL, especially when you have such great running backs.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is going to be, an interesting match where we do see them get involved. Taylor got his first 100-yard game last week. I'm hoping as a, Taylor fantasy owner tonight that he does come through. We need a big game from him. So, I'm expecting that from him. I think that he's getting the goal line work. I think that in the beginning of the year, we were worried about what Marlon Mack is going to do. I think he's irrelevant in this. I think it's just Hines and Taylor, and whatever package they're in, you just know it's going to them, But I am going to go with the Ravens on this one. They do have the most favorable matchup. They're at home. They have Lamar Jackson. Their offense is coming back. I'm liking this team right now.
Before we head out, just got one quick question for you. Le'Veon Bell is activated October 2nd. Haven't seen a lot of him yet.
Yeah.
Let's do a over under on 10 10 carries / receptions tonight. What's your over under on that one?
Yeah, with 10 total touches, I'll still take the under. I think that they are trying to figure out the pass game. I think that he can be effective in the pass game, but I feel like you mentioned it's been a little bit since we've seen him sign to this team. I think that we would have wanted to see him get involved, but this Le'Veon Bell isn't Steelers Le'Veon Bell anymore.
No,
he really is kind of more like the Jets and Chiefs Le'Veon Bell, where we don't really see him getting involved with what the overall scheme is going to be. And you don't want to get him too highlighted with Lamar there so that he has, less improvisation to do. So I do see Latavius getting a bulk of the carries. Devonta Freeman had a good couple of runs last week. Maybe he could get involved, but Bell is third on my depth chart in my head.
No, I think absolutely right. Only 4 carries up against the Broncos on the 3rd last week. So You see that they're not really using him just yet. Maybe doesn't know the playbook yet. Maybe they just want to not have any more running backs injured. But haven't seen the old Le'Veon Bell from the Steelers era that everyone so loved, especially those Steelers fans. But I'm with you. Got to go the under on the 10 overall touches. But that is all the time that we have. Thank you everyone for listening. Thank you everyone for tuning in.
Yeah, always check us out, Just Saying Football. Enjoy this Monday night game. Check us out, justsayingfootball.com, and on YouTube, Just Saying Football. With that, also check us out for our video and article updates on Instagram at JustSayingNoGWJS. Thank you all for listening.
Enjoy.